Hey, good afternoon. Happy Friday, Augusta Nation. And we've got our favorite thing to do to communicate using whiteboards. And we've got a screen over there I'm about to show you. Did want to start out with a little bit of a caveat as far as whenever you see these numbers, as far as the whiteboards are concerned, it just really has to do with this specific business. The numbers, profit percentages, and things of that nature are going to be specific to every business. And as far as when you see profit, I think it's over there. When you see the profit percentages, specifically where we are right now with Augusta, gotta put it with the context of the goal for extreme growth, adding new locations, and as far as where we are currently, uh, and maybe last year, having positions in the company. Like Jeremy's the general manager, also part owner. We've got another manager, and then we've got overhead that you wouldn't necessarily have to have at $1 million. So we've got a large shop. We've really built the foundation to grow a company that has multiple locations. So, as you've heard before, we've got goals to grow 10 locations within the next 10 years. And we're starting that journey this coming year with our second location in North Augusta. So when you see profit percentages like 7.5%, I'm sure I'll still get comments of, like that's pathetic and that's fine. But just kind of roll with me a little. The context is I've built a foundation and I have a revenue that has not met the size of the building that we're going to build yet. So I am willing to, you know, uh, as far as my personal income goes, I'm willing to take less for the vision of building more as long as that progression is happening, and it has been every year. So just want to start with that, and then also with a system that we implemented, the books by Gina Wickman that you've heard Mike Andes kind of mention about the entrepreneurial operating system, and it is designed for larger businesses. Definitely not something for say the 100. You really won't even need it if you wanted to stay at $1 million, or probably not even 1.5 million to 2. But if you had a goal to get to, 5 to 10 to $20 million, it does help out to have a system in order to do that, hold people accountable. And as far as, even at the just starting level, as far as one of the really good um, one of the really good nuggets that you could get from it is just planning. One part of it is the 1 year plan. You can, even if you don't really know where you're at 1 year, you can say, okay, where do I need to be 3 months from now? And that can apply to somebody that's just getting started. You've got things you have to do in order to get started in landscaping at all. Buying a truck and a trailer, getting some door hangers, things like that. You've got a long list, even if it's just you're a solo operator. So the planning part of it is really what we are implementing. As far as I think what Mike was hitting on one of the last videos about the entrepreneur operating system. If you're asking, I just really like holding the culture stick, little piece of bamboo here. Helps me keep my hands from moving as much. So, but one of the things is it starts out, if you read the book or a couple of the books from like Traction or What the Heck is EOS, it talks about having, you could have 7 divisions: accounting and operations and marketing and all of those seats that a large company would have. But every company needs to have operations, marketing, things of that nature. The difference is we only have myself, Jeremy, and Jesse, and one person has multiple seats. The big thing is you don't want to have multiple people with the same seat because it causes confusion. But the planning part of it and holding yourself or each other accountable when you have more than one person is huge. And I want to show you a little bit about that and also give you a real life example of how we, Jeremy, Jesse, and myself operate. We do once a week, we will meet and go over the structure, the weekly meeting. And it's really just holding each other accountable, seeing if we checked off last week's issues, and bringing any issues or to-dos onto the board, and everybody knows about them. So we can help each other out, and then every week we're held accountable. So it helps out, and I'm about to show you on the screen here a little bit about the structure. Oops, sorry, I don't want to make you sick there. Okay, so as you see here, we've got just a Word document, and see if I can get where you see all of it. Sorry about that. Okay, I think you can definitely make that out and see it. Okay, so over at the left here, the 1 year plan, that's what we start with, and we divide this up into quarters as far as anytime you hear rocks, that's just big items that will take a little bit of time, and you're going to complete within the quarter, so within 3 months. And then, so you got this 1 year plan. This is just ours. We had a revenue goal of $1.2 million, profit of 7.5%, so 90,000, and then some bigger goals for the year. Implement EOS. So we did that. Obtained 500 turf treatment clients. We've got 400 and change. Get 400 maintenance clients. We did get close. I think currently we got 366, and get projects booked 4 weeks out. So those are our big goals for the year. And then we break it up into rocks, and this changes. This one right here, we're in the fourth quarter. So you've got, you want the rocks to be measurables, and you want to assign them to people. So right here, you've got, oh, my cursor's not showing up. But anyways, number one, close ratio. I'm the estimator, so I own that rock, BC, Brian Connor, of 45%. That was our goal. Getting all the vehicles and everything DOT ready, and then getting our reciprocal pesticide license in South Carolina. Jeremy's the general manager. He has the most rocks. So all the things we need to get handled within 3 months are right here. Field team training, and that's specific to the assessment sheet and actually going out in the field for winter services. So accounts receivable, get paid by, have 90% accounts receivable, roll out a marketing strategy specifically to turf treatment. That's mine. I'm the estimator. And so we've got all that. Those are the 90-day items. And then you've got an issues list as far as what we have going on. So that's, increase the profit margin to 10%. That was, kind of necessary. We had short bookings on projects. So that's what we would start with. We would look at that. We would go over, we've got measurables. So if you've heard of KPIs, key performance indicators, that's a big part of it, and I'll show you that as well. Okay, so let me scroll over here. As this week highlighted right here, and you would see who is responsible for these numbers, and we just report them. It really doesn't take but 5-10 minutes. We do it right before the meeting, which is 7:30 on a Friday. So we get the guys out for the day. We knock this out in an hour and a half, and we just kind of go over things. Weekly revenue collected, treatment revenue, and we've got, this one's a big one, maintenance and project budgeted hours. So we track how many budgeted hours, and that's how our guys get paid, and that's how the company gets paid, and that's how we do estimates. So this week we had 287. The reported numbers are from last Friday to this Thursday. So 287 budgeted hours. That helps us to know if we're getting full, if we need to buy another truck, or if we need to, lay somebody off. We've got accounts receivable that we're tracking. That's huge for cash flow. Weekly estimates, and then close ratio. And so 45% is my goal. And what we were doing was tracking just a week behind. And so we're changing that because it's not a great representation, because people will, accept bids in 2 and 3 weeks out. So this 14%, I will guarantee you, will triple by next week. And so we've got remaining recurring treatment clients. We track that because that's a big number that we need to increase. We've got 5-star reviews. That's the weekly, how many we get, added mowing clients, and things of that nature. So that's our scorecard. That's our key performance indicators, keeps us accountable, and we can see where we are in the business in a little bit of a snapshot. So it's good to see. I'm going to switch back over to the EOS, what we do and kind of how we run the meeting. So I showed you the big picture, the year goal, the quarterly goals and things like that, and then we run the meeting and we strike off to-dos, things that need to be done within a week. So let's see here, like for instance, that South Carolina pesticide license that got crossed off, that got sent. We've got things I need to do that's going to help me to check off the 90-day goal of the rock, which is develop a marketing strategy specifically for gaining turf treatment clients. So I've got one I've got to do this coming week. Contact Turf Masters, which is a local company here, in Arbornomics, which is a pretty good size treatment company, and just see if I can get some information on what they've done to gain clients. So these to-dos right here, those are need to be done by next Friday at the meeting, and we'll go through and see who did them, who didn't, and then we'll come up with issues, and we'll cross off issues that have been solved. So one of the things, I need to click it because it has been solved, is this buying list for 2022. So, and the outlook for next year's treatment. That's going to be our big push next year. We need to gain 400 to 500 clients, and that's going to be where we spend the most of our marketing dollars. So we've got that going on, and I'm going to show you, what we kind of laid out, and as far as what we need to purchase next year for our growth goals, and kind of just a look into what we've planned for growth. So let me switch over to the whiteboard, which is my favorite form of communication here. I absolutely love the whiteboard. Let me back it up. All right, I think that's good enough to see me and be able to point. And then I did my culture stick. What did I do? There it is. Okay, so this is what we've come up with. Last week we were ironing it out, and I was honestly a little bit nervous because we were trying to figure out what we were going to need to purchase and what was going to be necessary. We came up with, we got the Augusta. This is where we are now as far as Augusta, Georgia. We got the maintenance and projects. We got the spraying, and what we need for that, we're splitting over and creating a separate location in North Augusta. So Matt Owens, an employee here, is going over there. He's going to be the general manager. Not the first year he won't have that title. I'll be managing him, showing him the ropes, so he'll be ready for the year after. So we were getting everything that we needed as far as trucks, mowers, painting, lettering, everything we thought we needed. Well, so we had all this list, and it totaled up to about $50,000 in just equipment. And that did not include the marketing spend to gain those treatment clients. So it was looking a little scary because we were only going to have about $90,000 to $100,000 in the bank. So we had this, and the growth goals were the same. So the biggest point on the meeting this morning was, okay, let's hammer this down. Let's figure out what exactly we're going to purchase, what we absolutely have to purchase. So we ironed it out. We got rid of some things. And so what we're going to purchase, let me back it up. The resources that we're going to have as far as the Augusta location, we're going to have 4 maintenance or mowing trucks, and we're going to have all 4 of those be solo. So we're going to have one team member go out. It's been the most efficient. The guys, have been killing it as far as pay for performance. They're making over $200 a day. We had guys make $260, $270 in a day mowing grass. So we're definitely going solo there. most efficient way. And we'll have one truck that is nothing but we sell a shrub maintenance service now. So we got the mowing service and shrub maintenance. So we're going to do monthly shrub trimming. So we're going to separate all that, and we're going to have one truck that does nothing but trim shrubs, get volunteers out of shrubs, things like that. And we'll do a rotation so that nobody has to just trim shrubs all the time. So we've got that. We'll have 2 team members on that truck, and then we'll have a project truck doing small landscape installs, 2 team members. We will do $1 million in revenue that's projected with that. And then as far as treatment is concerned, treatment serves all of our territory, which encompasses Augusta, North Augusta, Aiken, and it's a big territory. So we are going to hire another one of our team members, Cody, who's on the maintenance side, is going to learn how to spray. Jesse's going to teach him. So we'll have 2 turf treatment trucks, and we're going to project $300,000. North Augusta, we've already got business there that amounts to 16 budgeted hours a week. So it's like about $100,000. Already got $100,000 there in a year in business. So we're just going to take a truck we currently have and trailer set up. Matthew's going to have that. And so what we need, because we only have 4 mowers currently, and we're going to have 5 mowing trucks, we need to buy an Exmark 48-inch mower, stand-on. That's what we use. We also use a 30-inch push mower. We've got a 1998 box Chevy. It's kind of our backup truck right now. And it used to be in our fleet, needs some suspension work and just a little bit of stuff. So we're going to fix the Chevy. We're going to purchase a spray truck, a truck that we're going to use for spraying. We're going to buy a used skid sprayer, and we'll paint and letter the new truck, and we're going to buy 1 ramp rack instead of buying 3. So we had a whole lot of savings there. Equipment totaled to $22,000 instead of $50,000, and so that gave us the $40,000 to spend in marketing for a total of $66,000. So we really cut all the fat. There's things in that other list last week that we wanted to have. We wanted to have everybody to have a ramp rack system so they didn't have to tow the trailer, but it wasn't necessary for the growth. We wanted to buy, get the new truck, get a new sprayer, have it configured the way we wanted. That wasn't necessary for the growth either. So we're really just focused on the growth and what we absolutely needed. So we trimmed the fat. And if you're wondering as far as, well, how do you know how much money, as far as with these team members in each division, in each location, how do you know how to project that? So budgeted hours is huge. It really helps out from the team knowing how long to spend on the property to you knowing if you're profitable on the job. And then also for planning, let's see if I don't think I have I typically don't have empty space whiteboards. But let's just say, for instance, what we budget is 35 budgeted hours for each team member. And so if you did 35 budgeted hours for let's see here, we've got 8 team members here. I think it's 4, 6, 8. 8 team members in maintenance. You did 35 budgeted hours, multiply it by the labor rate, which is $75 here of what we charge. You're going to get, and I think I accounted for 48 weeks out of the year. And so you're going to get a little over $1 million in revenue. So you're like, okay, well, that's what that division's going to do. Treatment, it's different. We don't do budgeted hours. We do square footage. So an average yard, our average square footage is 6,000 square foot. That's $60 a treatment times 7 apps. So that's a little over $400 a treatment. And you multiply it by the amount of customers you have. So if we have, we've already got about 400. And so we want to add another 400 to 500. Next year, let's say we end at 800 customers at $400 a pop. That's about $300,000. So that's where we got that. And then we already have the budgeted hours that we have in North Augusta. Really helps to be able to plan. It helps out a whole lot. So that's the budgeted hour spiel. And trust me, when I first did this, when I first got into mowing grass, I would look at a yard and be like, that's a $50 yard. I have no clue why, just felt like a $50 yard. So that was my pricing strategy that I had when I first started. And I thought, that's a $75 yard. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. Just kind of what felt right, what I felt like I could get the job for mainly. But budget hours definitely the way to go. If you aren't currently doing it, I highly suggest looking into it because I 100% believe that pay for performance is going to be the only way to get ahead in lawn care and the service industry in the next probably in the next 5 to 10 years, to be honest with you. So with all that information, I apologize. I know it's a lot of numbers. I was trying to talk fast to make this video go a little bit faster, but it didn't work out. So with all those numbers, you've got what we're going to project, and really all those top line revenue numbers, all that is vanity, 100%, but you need it. You need to know how much you're going to sell, and then you worry about the profit. So profit for this year coming up, we are going to shoot for 15%, so a whole lot healthier than the 7%. And, as far as the divisions go, like I was saying, Augusta, between the maintenance and the projects, we should do $1 million in revenue. The treatments, our goal is $300,000. That's going to be the biggest hurdle. We haven't really figured out how to attract, 400 to 500 clients a year in treatment. We've got to figure that out. I'm thinking it's going to be some guerrilla tactics because I know $40,000 might sound like a lot of money for marketing. And I know I remember when $10,000 sounded impossible. But whenever you're competing in the treatment division, specifically getting treatment clients, you're competing with people that are billion-dollar companies, $10, $50 million companies, large companies. So to acquire a client in treatment is going to take some skill with a $40,000 budget. So, and probably some luck and grace of God. So that's what we're going to get, $300,000. That's the goal. $200,000 in North Augusta for a $1.5 million revenue goal. The most important thing, you can make $10 million and spend $10,100,000, and that's not good. So the goal right here, oh man, ran out of marker. But the goal right here is 15%. That's going to be huge. This bottom line number is the reason why we plan and we try to make the best decisions possible. I've made a whole lot of bad ones. And I think that's just how I learn. I'm hard-headed. I think sometimes if you experience a little bit of pain, that lesson lasts a whole lot longer, and you won't make that same mistake a second, or even if you do, maybe not the third time. So I appreciate everybody listening. Hope you have a great Friday. If this has been of any help at all to you, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions at all, if you're in the local area, if you want to stop by the shop, please do. If if you're in lawn care, not in the local area, just and you got questions, just put them in the comments, and I'll answer them on the next video. And until Monday morning, hope you have a great weekend, and I really appreciate your support.